Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of, I'd say Town there, OilTown here in City Skylines, where last episode, guys, we built our very own version of the Hollywood Hills. I utilized one of the most recent updates, which came out quite a while ago at this point, which implemented cul-de-sacs, which look really, really good. And it adds a little bit of character and design to this side of the island. I implemented a cul-de-sac over here. I also added a few over here as well, which I'm not sure if I'm feeling this area too much now. I'm not sure if it's the fact that the skyline just completely drops off, or whether we need to do a bit of like row housing or a bit of medium density just to kind of bulk it down slightly. I'm not too sure. But things are going pretty well right now. There's still a few little tweaks that we do need to do. But today's going to be a pretty good one. Now, recently we built a dam. The dam's still flooding when the water doesn't go through quick enough right now, which is quite funny. It's producing 7 megawatts. It kind of fluctuates. It goes up, it goes down, it overspills, then it works. It's kind of all over the place, this area is. But I want to work with this area, and because it's overspilling, it's kind of given me a little bit of an idea. Now, we're going to create like a little bit of a park area, a place where all the residents can come to blow off a little bit of steam and breathe in that fresh smog that's being produced by all of our oil drilling sites in the distance, guys, in the distance. But before we get into it, I just want to say right now, if you are enjoying the series, please make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new, so you get notified when more episodes do come out. And also, guys, I'm thinking about trying to build or create something on one of the many islands around the edge of OilTown. Which one should I pick? And what should I build on it? I could do something different on each one. I could create a ferry system that kind of connects up all the islands. What do you guys reckon? Let me know in the comment section down below. But anyway, this area over here. Now, the overspill that's happening right now has got me kind of thinking. And I think it would be quite nice to run a little river around where a bunch of houses and stuff would kind of take place before it then also decides to drop off wherever it goes. It would also then be utilized as like an overspill for when the reservoir does back up when the dam can't make it or kind of process the water through quick enough. That's kind of interesting. We're going to try and implement something like that. It does slightly overspill here as well, so that will kind of take a lot of pressure off the area. I want to place down a bunch of parks. I want to place down a bunch of kind of landmark sites. There's a bunch of stuff that I want to kind of place down to really bulk this area up to make it like a point of interest. And I also need to figure out how people are going to access this area as well. We've got these two big they're not 4-lane roads. They're single. Oh no, that's the 4-lane road. We've got to figure out how that's going to kind of come down. And also, this is probably going to be the main linking road to this area as it flows through. So my question is, do I build this nice little stream, this nice little river first? Or do I place down the road layout around this area to figure out where it's ultimately going to flow? Or do I build it, then decide how the road network's going to work? I think that might be a better option for me. So let's just kind of pause it for a hot second. Now, let's first focus on the roads that flow down, because it will then show me what building space I'll then have available. So as of right now, then, we're doing the distance between these. If I go from there to... It's actually kind of difficult to see where I'm going to right now. So if I go from there to there almost, it's a 224. That's all I need to know. So coming off what we've got right here, which is a 4-lane road. So from there to currently here is a... Well, we actually don't know what it is. So let me delete you, let me come off you, and if I did a 224, if it's possible, there we go, and then come off there, that's my alignment for where that road there is going to bend into. That's all, like I said, that's all I currently need to know. So if I delete you, and then come off this, so a 224 as well. And for this, it's not actually a 4-lane road we're going to be using. It's the singular road there, because that's going to... Oh, hello. Get you connected back. What that's going to do is connect to this road over here. Seems quite long-winded. We do have the highway in the middle, which can kind of speed up the process. But it's kind of evenly spread. This will be the more built-up side with the bigger buildings and whatnot. This will kind of just like nicely flow through. A little bit of suburbs, a few little creeks, rivers kind of flowing through like that. And then it will kind of transition into our what is going to be known as a nature area. So I reckon if I also then pick a point here, is there not a way in which I can kind of... Where's the apex on this? Is it about there? So if I kind of brought this up like this and then went slightly across there and there. So I'm using that there as the benchmark of this area. This could run up straight because I kind of want a bit of organization before it then starts to flow out. So the flow out, which is a 80.2, which is a really weird number. Where's the snap? Right, that will work for us. It's not the end of the world. There you go. There you go. That will then bend out here, and then we've got to get it to kind of connect down to here now. This could run pretty much straight as you like it, because there's nothing stopping us creating little flyovers, because we can't, we do underpasses on some of these, like there. We do nice little underpasses, so there's nothing stopping me creating flyovers to access this area, and then we can build a bit more around here before it kind of then connects all the way up. So if I did a continuous, no, not continuous, a complex curve system. So if I went, let's say there to, all right, let me get it from this view. So from there to there to there. So that kind of bends up and round. Nice basic standard flow that makes sense, right? It does make a little bit of sense, and then we kind of come off it to do what we've got to do. So we'll kind of, now we've got a road set up, build this little creek, make it go under roads, elevate the roads for it to kind of then flow under, and then make it filter where it needs to go. So looking at the topography, it naturally wants to run down here, run down there, but we're going to make it kind of come down here, go under, and I can naturally see it. We can kind of make it split in two directions where it runs down this way, but also then kind of comes through there and then runs down there and drops off. So I think that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? I think it would. So if we change the brush size, and if I just kind of find like a natural base level, so the height of this is 53. So if I do a 30, is that too low down? I feel like that could be okay. So we're just naturally going to play around with it before I then choose to smoothen it. Actually, 30 might be too much. Let me do a 40. I think 40 might be too much as well, because like I said, I wanted to create like a little bit of a creek area where it just kind of flows nicely around it. Right, you needed to go down in increments, don't you? I think a 45. Can you not do it like a 45? Alright, level terrain. Let me find a 45 on the drop down here. Right, 46. So 46 there. Granted, the land is naturally kind of declining anyway. So, oh, you know what I could do? The slope. Remember that was my new favorite system? So I want it to kind of slope. Actually, what's this here? This terrain height here is 39. So if I pick 17, 27. So I pick that there. So if I pick you and I go from here going down. How do I create slope by level that terrain between area and a targeted height? Is that not my top? Is the brush stroke need to be stronger? Right, let me go a bit lower. Is this not sloping now? What's going on? I want the target height to be a lot lower. So if I picked, say, for example, down here. So I picked there. It's going to go through here. And there we go. It naturally gets a little bit lower now, doesn't it? So it probably does a little bit more than you would need it to. But you do need to just kind of stream down. That's what you need. So if I go back down to there. And then start from up here. Right, we're going to smoothen that off. So same down this way. As I'll kind of make it do a little turn this way. And off that goes there. And I want to do a few little like twists and turns in the nook and crannies. So if I go from that point there to go like that, that's where that's going to run down. But like I said, it'll be. I'm going to obviously narrow this a bit more with the road and stuff like that. But it'll be nice to get a few little, not so much canal systems. But that kind of idea is pretty cool. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I don't know whether that makes sense to kind of flow it like that. Or whether to have it turn like this. You know what I mean? And then keep this as it is. I think that might be the better option. So where's the level? Is it better to level it or smoothen it? No, level it. Right, that'll do me, boys. That will do me. So I reckon if... Oh, no. You got to be careful on the smooth tool as well. I think we should fine-tune it via road and stuff like that. It's probably a lot higher than it needs to be. Sorry, deeper than it needs to be. But let's go with that first then. So highways, we need to elevate the roads now. So elevate with an upgrade. And it's probably going to elevate a bit too much. So if I go to there and then go to there. That's already chose to elevate it, hasn't it? Which is perfect. That's all I need it to do. And then this road here, elevate you. Again, a bit too much. So, come off there. Come off there. Elevate that little bit in the middle. And then delete you, delete you. Oh, that's elevated too much, hasn't it? I just realised that as well. That didn't go to plan. So, this here. There you go. And then elevate this bit. There you go. Okay, now it's good. Now it's all good. So put it to be a play mode then, because now all of a sudden the water can flow. Now all of a sudden it can flow. We'll see how... Oh, we got to do this bit as well. Right, let's quickly do this bit. So that is this road. And... let's just sort out the elevation just here. Delete you, delete you. So there's nothing else in its way. And we'll just allow the water to kind of settle down. And then flow where it needs to. It's mainly just an overspill. And we will create it and make it a bit more narrower. It's just to get rid of the slight little bit of overflow it does kind of kick in. We'll get rid of the little path connection there. And do I need to make it... Right, shift... Yeah, slope tool. So if I want to get to there, and I did it from here. There you go. A little bit more of an overspill. I've got to sort out all the trees and stuff. But that should now flow down a bit easier. If I fast forward, and you should see less water spilling over the side here then. Or at least I think we would. Are we? Or do I need to raise the banks up here slightly? I'm probably going to have to end up raising the banks slightly. Because I feel like we're over... Oh! Right. I don't know what's happened with the water lately. But it's all going downhill. Alright, level terrain. Let me just create this open mouth area. We'll, what is the height of this? If I took the height of this... Okay, you can see the height difference now. And then... kind of just create like a little bit of a mound. Just to kind of force the water to go in that direction. But it's enough of a flow that we can do something about it. Now, we are overspilling there. The key thing to do would be to go, okay, the water is obviously doing craziness. We have... I'm not sure what this one's doing. Okay, that is radius 5. What's the flow? 5, 5. 5, 5. So original flow 5. 5. Right, let's get rid of one of these. Right, I've got rid of one. So that reduces the amount of water trying to flow. And that should technically slow it down a bit. I can't believe we're flooding over here, which is hilarious. So we're just going to raise the terrain up on this side. Just like that. And then smooth. And that should hopefully physically stop the flooding unless it builds up a bit more. But that dam needs to do some more work. But I'm reducing the amount of water sources. It is starting to build up a bit, which is where our issues are slightly coming from. So I might just take out another water source. There you go. And that should technically be enough. I think that the flow will then be okay. It should then dramatically die down once it's leveled out a bit. Right, with that said then, we now technically got to wait for the water to drop a bit. But let's start planning out then where and what we're going to have within this area. So, in question, we have a bunch of different park stuff that we can kind of get in. We've got some campfire sites. Now, this stuff technically needs to be connected to a road. Now, the road options I have, I could either go alleyway style road or we just go for the gravel road. So it feels like it's, you know, out and about in the sticks. Pedestrian street, that stuff doesn't really make much sense to us. We'll kind of stick it to this dirt road. We've already got that kind of within this area anyway. So let's bring this then further out. We have to anarchy a little connection. Oh no, it's still bridging up, isn't it? Do I need to anarchy it if I don't bridge it up? Apparently it's in water. Right, there we go. So that's now in, and then we'll create a suitable connection. Let's just pick here to kind of come out. And then we'll have a nice little bend kicking in. So a 47-ish. That'll do me. That's completely fine. Run you in there. So that's our initial connection going up and over and round. Right, we're having dramatic flooding. Why are we having dramatic flooding all of a sudden? We've never had flooding before, and now all of a sudden we've got flooding everywhere. Right, I'm getting rid of the water sources. We have the... What is that? The lake, constant lake level. Right, I've got rid of all of that now. So the only water source is from all the way over there. Damn, boy, you got to calm down. You've got to calm down right now with all this water source. The water level is dropping though, because it's revealing a little bit more of this island. But it is pretty high at the moment. So yeah, we get that there. And then what we'll do is we'll run a few roads here and there. So I reckon we do a couple more of these little bridge crossings. If I bring that right down, raise it up by a 0.25. And then we'll go from here. Elevation too low. Oh, not if I anarchy it. Alright, there we go. So we'll do a little bridge crossing there. And I'll do another bridge crossing. Ooh, this is a good point, actually, this could make right now. If I come off this, brought you out, I went like that. Bam. Bam. And then delete you, delete you. That becomes a bridge crossing into the suburb area. That's what these two bridges then pretty much do. So that's pretty nice. I'm a fan of that, guys. I am a fan of that. Yeah, let's keep those in. So, coming away from the bridges then, back to the dirt roads. Elevation back to normal. We then are going to bring you out by... So that snap's going to happen there. But if I go to here, we can then bend you into there. So just delete this for a second. And I reckon we just make this then run. Like that. Now we don't care about designs. We don't ultimately care about designs or anything like that, because ultimately it's going to be quite free flowy. It's about discovery and stuff like that in this area. So I'm going to bring that to there. And then this, we're going to try and do something a bit different. I reckon if I bring that back down again, where I had it, but then pick you, delete you, we're going to do a quick little complex curve here for the little dirt path there to wiggle wiggle, boys. And then how does that look? So wiggles are, I don't know if I like the little wiggle around, to be honest with you. This, if I made this go straight, can I get this to get rid of the anarchy? To bend in there. To create a little triangle route here, which is really nice. It's like a little bit of a crossroads then, isn't it? I like that. I like that crossroads vibe. I'll delete this and then just have this run straight there. And then we'll add a few little features in this area first. So that's a nice little stream now. Obviously, once we fine-tune it a bit more, got rid of the trees, that will look really good. So let's start then with a few little objects. We've got a campfire site. So we'll throw you in. Bring you up to there. So that connects to the little path, the walkable path that we do have. Little campfire site going in to begin with. Nice, 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 nice. We have small plazas, ring park. A dog park is always a nice little addition throwing in. Hold on. Modern pocket park. Wide pocket park. City One urban square. Playground. So a lot of that is like urban stuff. Large parks. The Hedge Park, boys. The large plaza. Large city park. Multi-purpose park. I like the little passage park as well. That's always a nice little thing you can kind of like squeeze in. But it feels like city vibe area, doesn't it? A lot of this. There's not much like naturey stuff, is there? I know there is like a medieval castle we can kind of throw down. I want to save that for somewhere like over if you can get it just right, you can maybe throw it over here or ultimately on the big hill there. Or could have that made sense? I think that might have made sense here. How does the hill... Because this is the flattest area. This is the flattest area. Right, let's get rid of the little path there. And I'll add here dropping, because then I can fine-tune the water around it. So a little bit of a castle overlooking the waterfront. We'll fine-tune the terrain in. Real quick. Soften it all. So pull it out at the bottom. Always what we do, pull it out at the bottom. And then cover that up there. You just kind of play around with it at the top. There we go. And then just planting trees around the back end of it will kind of then solve it. Right, that doesn't kind of... I've now got rid of my other problem because I did have a campfire, didn't I? So, the campfire, or the campfire site, we can then pick... And this is the annoying bit. Because it only attaches to a road, you've got to technically throw in a few little connections here and there. So I might make this... Just go up to the edge of where we could have the walkability, because that's what we want to make sure we connect everything with. That's all in there. Little stream coming through, which I really like. Really like that. So that land, that's a tourist attraction, believe it or not. It's a water park, bronze statue. Sports parks, outdoor gym. Skate park, basketball court, they don't make sense. They don't make sense at the moment. Landmarks. No, it's a problem. I mean, I don't know. That could almost kind of work, couldn't it? Is that too much for somewhere like here? No, it kind of feels right. But I wonder if I can reposition it. No, that would do. I mean, I could use the move it tool, but I think that will kind of do. Now, I'm going to get rid of the trees. Actually, let me smooth in all this. Let me try and get this to a point where it's like watery all the time. And that then should hopefully overfill. Alright, drop that down. Right, let's get rid of the trees in this little area. So terrain, it's a bunch of spruces, so bring their brush size down. Strength up. Right, we've just initially got to get rid of them down the stream. For this to make the most amount of sense. And then we're going to tighten up the stream on the edges. Alright, we'll increase the brush size a bit now. This should... once I'm finalized with this area, this should look really nice. It's going to be the prettier side of OilTown. Let's get rid of all the trees first. So that's those trees there. Let me pause. Birches. I think they might be oaks. Yeah, they are oaks. There's a few birches. Let me get rid of the big bulky ones. Quickly going down. La-di-da-di-da. Now, I think there's a couple of birches just up here, right? Are they not birches? I think they're not birches. Right, so that little stream, we can play around with the flow by increasing more water on it. But let me just kind of do the softening of the edges. This will also tighten up the stream. There we go. Let's do all of this. So I won't go any further down there because that's quite a lot of terraining we got to do in general. And open that up here. Gently on the edge. And then we'll play around with that little kind of like cascading effect. So, like I said, it's got a lot of flow. It still needs to be added in. A lot of it does seep through the dam, and we've kind of found a nice little balance where it's not enough to kind of just slightly overspill it. So, with that now said, if I get a constant water source, and if I decrease the rate to 1, radius I'll do 10, flow I'm going to do 1, so it shouldn't be too much water. Not enough to kind of fill this area up. If it is, then that's even more worrying. Okay? That's going to be even more worrying. So let's just see what we kind of get from that. Now, in the meantime, we are going to create this suburb style road. I'm going to do it with alleyways as it now goes from, like I said, normal style, sorry, dirt roads to like a normal concreted surface. If that's the best way to pull it. And then we kind of create this little area. So we'll come off there. We'll go to here. And how far do I want to take all of this? So I can bring that to there and to here. So I'll create like a square. Which is perfectly fine. Then this one's going to come across. So that should snap there. And then by coming across, we bring this down. That meets it quite late on. Which is great. That works out perfect. So we'll do another run just here. Again, they're fairly close by. So it probably will never meet the other connection. So we'll do that one quite early on there. Now, bringing you out, that's awkward to connect, so we're not going to connect it. We're going to run that down to then have this go to here to bend in. We'll evaluate our design in just a moment. And then we're going to bring you out to run you in. And you get this kind of slight suburbial residential like layout, which I really like. You want like a little bit of sprawl coming off it maybe here and there. Just to add a bit of character to the area. We'll bring you out. We'll bring... I'll bring you out, but I won't bring you out as you expect it to. We'll wiggle it like that. And let's add a few little more details to it. There. And then I'll do one there. So bringing that out. Like that. That's pretty much what we're going to do with that kind of little area. It's going to sprawl quite nice. So, that flow of water, you could argue, needs to be maybe... Oh no, it disappears as you zoom out, but it's definitely there. It's definitely there. Maybe a number 2 on the flow would be good. So I'll put it to 2, get rid of you, bam, put you in. And then see how that settles. We'll then see how that settles. So this area's looking really nice. I'm not going to lie. It does look really, really nice. We're going to create a few more little areas. And I ultimately just want them to all walk or end at the path area. I don't feel like that one fully connects. But if I got you there, got you... Oh, no, that's not dirt road. These should be all dirt roads. Right, so, walkability. Pathway, if you got the connection there. I don't feel like this does connect, so I'm going to delete you for a second, mate. Right, that now does connect. You're going to come out here. But we're going to make you bendy-wendy. Like that. So that all flows round here. We're going to create a little walkable area around here. There we go. We'll also create said connection there. Said connection there. And run that around like that. And how are we now looking? Nice little walkable areas. So there's a few little features there. Like, it's all base vanilla assets. You know, don't get me wrong. Right. Dog park. Where was the dog park? Where did I see it? There it is. Dog park there. We'll throw you in. There is a small park I can also squeeze in. I might put the little small park just there. Tiny city park. I'll throw in just here. So small little things nearby. None of these landmarks or tourist attractions I don't think make much sense. That was actually pretty good, that one. The National Diet Building. Yeah, that's way too big. The Botanical Garden. Talk about a feature. Talk about a feature, boys. Right, the land drops off there. The land is pretty much flat here. I could get it like this, but like there. So if I got the road, the dirt road, and we built that there, I could place you in here. And I'm going to build a perimeter road around it. That didn't go to plan. Do you know what? Scrap this. We're gonna freestyle our perimeter road. We have a nice little entry point just there. And just there. So that they're slightly off-centered, which adds a little bit more funsies to it. And then the walkability of all of this. Come off there. So that will go into there. We'll bring this to connect to there. And then that we would stagger. So all little flow-throughs right now. Oh, it's now raining. We did realise that rain does rise the water level. But that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I'm liking this quite a bit already. Ray, can you go away, please? I like how it still rains when I move around, even though I've got the game paused. What is this witchcraft we speak of? Right, this is where, like, you could really do some additional... Oh, a hedge park. So a hedge park there is interesting because there's additional connections that come off it. To bulk it all up. It's just little park areas located locally. Large city park, multi-purpose park, the passage park. Not feeling the passage park, if I'm being completely honest with you. But this does have small town vibes over here, doesn't it? It really does. So what can we do now just to kind of transition a little bit better here? Let me go for the slope tool. So if I kind of want it to go like there from here. And then the soften tool. And then on this side. And the water should transition a little bit better going down that hill. Doesn't so much do it here. But again, it's probably because it's able to split to go down that way. Which I feel like I want to kind of bend it as like a natural river would bend. But I'm not going to complain either way. I'm not going to complain either way. Right, so that does provide stuff to do. It increases the entertainment levels. It provides jobs, attractiveness. Does that mean we'll start seeing tourists at some point? I'm not sure if we will or not. But a couple of car parks wouldn't be amiss, would they? They wouldn't be amiss. We have small... I mean, we got a bunch of... We got motorcycle parking. Solar panel cover parking. Whatnot. There's all different variations now. Medium or gravel car parks. Small gravel car parks. How does that look? That could be perfect. But it's too big to go there. That's perfect. Well, I need it for. So you're there. You're there. Little gravel car parks just there. I mean, we don't really have enough cars in general around here. So I think I'll just do them for now. Right, it doesn't look like much, but this is pretty good. The last thing I want to do is add a little bit more vegetation. So we got some more oak trees going around this side. A couple of spruces and birches. Just bulking up that little area. See how we get on. See how we get on. Well, I feel like winter is fast approaching, guys. I feel like winter is fast approaching. What we'll do just to end this right now is just throw in a couple of zone stuff. So I'll start with commercial. We'll start with a bit of commercial. So we'll create a couple of little commercial hotspots. Mainly on the areas that have entry access points to this side. I'll do one just over here. We'll do one just there. And I'll do one just there. So there's our little kind of commercial areas to this side. We'll then go, I won't say too crazy, but we'll fill in all the little nooks and crannies here. Then we'll kind of do the perimeter ourselves. So the perimeter wise, there's not really much you can kind of squeeze in. There are going to be generally small homes. Alright, get all this zoomed in. that don't technically connect to the road. So if I did that and then did that and that, you get a few variations of different styles. Do all this. Do you there? No, I won't do one there. And then that will kind of just randomly dot down right now. A few different variations of building. Mainly residential. And it will kind of bulk it up slightly. We'll add a small little firehouse in. Actually, no, I'll save this stuff for when we build this area up a bit more. Because we can have like a small residential area over here, and then this area is going to be bulked up a bit. But the only downside to this is, right, pollution-wise, I'm hoping I mean, it's in the blue zone. We've managed to avoid it. But you still got to be a bit careful. Right, that house there cannot be zoned. Because the way the road currently ends. So we'll see what this looks like when it's all built up. But it adds some nice detail features. I'm kind of happy with how this has turned out. Still a lot of tweaking we've got to do for like the water area. I wonder why we wait if we can kind of do the slope tool. So if I went, say, down to here and then sloped it from there. That should allow the water to flow a bit more. But, yeah, I think that works better. You got to keep softening it, though. So you can make the area more narrow. Alright, bolt that back. You can make it so much more narrow, which can technically restrict the flow. But you just gotta wait for that water to make its way down. It's almost there. It's almost ready to connect. You're almost there, boy. You're almost there right now. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Now it should be somewhat flowy, flowy, flowy. But we've got to do more fine-tuning anyway, but I do like these little creeks coming through near all these little areas. It is quite dangerous if the water levels do rise. It's going to wipe out this whole little section, but, you know, let's just hope they've got good home insurance. Let's just hope they have. Oh, this doesn't connect up here. This little path. Right, there we go. So they can do like a nice big walkable loop going around. Adds a little bit of beauty to this somewhat terrible area. Terrible island, we should say. I don't think we... do we see anybody... Has anybody even visited yet? I'm not sure. Oh, there's one person there. We need to bring public transport over here as well. A nice little bus route. I mean, I know the subways are going to come down here as well at some point, but... there's a lot we've got to do. Right, this area is now added in a few little buildings, which look really, really good. We could maybe squeeze in the odd additional piece of commercial on this strip road. Just to kind of add that final last bit of bulkiness. And I think then this section is pretty good. So I'm happy. I feel like we actually thought about that area a bit more compared to other areas. But I'm happy with how it's now talking out. Right, boys, winter is fast approaching. Just throwing that out there right now. Just throwing it out there. Winter is fast approaching. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. I'm liking the little river running through. It creates these little islands. But I reckon we need to think about making it maybe a bit deeper. Or do you reckon the flow is just okay? I reckon it's okay, but we can turn this little peninsula into something a bit bigger. That's where the real excitement's now kicking in. Look at these skyscrapers now in the middle. It's okay, no planes will hit them. They're not in the way of the runways. Anyway, boys, hope you did enjoy this. If you did, smash that like button down below. Until next time, I see you all soon. So, goodbye.